Hi and welcome. I'm Jennifer Bonoff, founder of BuildYourDigitalBrand.com. Doug and I are excited to share our interview series on personal branding. Hear from a diverse group of experts on the purpose and benefits of establishing your brand. Learn how to stand out and be memorable.
I'm joined today on the Build Your Digital Brand interview series by Stacy Smyk-Santiago. Stacy is an expert catalyst for career happiness who helps mid-career business professionals find fulfillment, not just money. She thrives on helping people build confidence and get the career that makes them excited to wake up each day and do what they love with amazing success. Stacy became a coach after a winding road of different jobs, including insurance claims, recruiting, university and private practice counseling, and career coaching. As a board-certified coach and licensed professional counselor with over 3,000 client hours of career coaching and counseling experience, Stacy loves helping clients increase confidence and supercharge their lives.
All right, so Stacy, thank you very much for being here today.
Yes, thank you, Doug.
Okay, let's get started. I'm interested in knowing, why is having a strong branded online presence so important?
Sure. Having a strong online branded presence is as important as making a strong impression in an in-person job interview. You will be searched. And so it's critical that you shape what presence you want to have. This is your chance to put out there in the world across all platforms who you are, what you can offer. And once you make that first impression, it's difficult to roll that back. Just like if you imagine networking or speed dating, you wouldn't just go in and say, "Hi, my name is Stacy. I'm a career coach." I mean, that's not really going to do anything for anyone. You're not going to generate much response. So crafting a brand that gets attention gives you so much of an edge and so much power for what you can do out there in your career and life.
Okay. And why do people find it difficult to talk about themselves, and how can they overcome that barrier?
That is a good question. For most of us, we don't walk down the street every day saying, "I'm so awesome and here's why." It's just not natural that we think about ourselves on high terms every day. And so we kind of forget about a lot of the good things that we can do, the skills, the accomplishments, to the point where it can feel uncomfortable to then rise up to that position of selling ourselves, of marketing all that we can do. It's just not really natural. And I've had so many clients, from high-level executives to PhDs, millionaires. It doesn't matter how smart and successful you are. Everyone struggles with talking about themselves in a positive way. It's just uncomfortable. It's a little bit of a stretch, but it's so necessary, because no one's going to market you except yourself. Right. It's your chance to stand up and craft that message, because no one's going to do it for you.
Okay, well, that's very interesting information. How do you define and articulate your brand?
That is another challenging one. Well, and brand can be defined as a lot of different things. You're going to hear it in all different contexts. But in the context that I work with clients, a brand is essentially your reputation. It's what you want to be known as, what you want to be known for in the world. How do you articulate that? Well, it becomes very, very difficult if you sit down and put pressure on yourself to write a polished, professional message about all that you can do and who you are. That's very, very difficult to do. So to start that, you need the building blocks, and the components of that are many. Things like, what is your passion? What skills do you really love to use that you're good at? What is the impact that you want to have? The results that you can deliver. If you can answer that formula, it's a great start. Build those building blocks, who you serve, what you love to do, what you thrive on. And then you can begin to assemble the language around that so that you can articulate what that brand is. One of the cores of the brand that I teach clients, this is called your brilliance. And it's not your intellectual brilliance, but it's your unique value proposition, your external advantage. What you do better than Joey Baloney, Joey Professional. Everyone has one, and that's what you're trying to convey. That's what you want to be clear and specific about. Yes, you're a project manager, but you and hundreds of millions of other people. So what do you do differently? That's what you want to zero in on.
Fantastic. So what are the top 3 mistakes a job seeker makes in his or her digital marketing such as LinkedIn profile or resume, etc. That area.
Yeah, and that's a great question. Number one is that you look the same as everybody else. It's very common to make this mistake. You look at, say, LinkedIn, and there's a basic objective-like statement in the summary space. And you say, well, that's what everyone else has. Shouldn't I just do that too? Or I should just copy and paste in my job description or what I have on my resume. Well, here's the thing. If you do what everyone else does, you get what everyone else does. You put in something that's average, you're going to get that as a result. So that's one thing that you want to make sure is different. Don't be afraid to go above and beyond to write something that's compelling, authentic, honest. It includes your passion, really what you're good at. Another thing is that your brand and your information supporting it is not current. I see this all the time. It's easy to put up some information and then some time goes by and you not only switch jobs, but you forge a different path in your career. So for example, maybe you started off in technology, you're more on the engineering side, but now you're doing operations, which involves more team building and leadership. That's a different skill set. That is a different brand. And so you need to go revisit that and update, think even each year and think, well, who do I want to be right now? Who do I want to be known as? What do I want to do going forward? You should be asking yourself that on a regular basis, at least annually. And then a third mistake is that you're not leveraging your brand. You've created one, let's say, and it's up there, it's out in the world, but you're not doing anything with it. One of the mistakes people make also that's tied to this is, well, they think if I'm not job searching, then I don't need to do anything on these online platforms. I can just kind of sit because I'm not job searching. That's false. It's like a muscle, especially LinkedIn. If you want it to work for you, you have to use it. You've got to build it up so it's ready. You can't just crash into LinkedIn when you're in the frying pan because now you really need a job and expect to get attention and people to want to connect with you. It doesn't work that way. You've got to nurture it over time and use it. You want to build visibility for yourself in these spaces so that you accrue over time things like credibility and subject matter expertise, a following for your posts. That way you're not at ground zero when you actually need to use it.
Well, fantastic. Okay, and once you create your brand, how do you become visible to recruiters and career opportunities?
That's the next step. You don't want to create something and then let it be static and just sit and collect digital dust. So how do you become visible? I'm going to speak mostly about LinkedIn because that is the most pervasive online professional platform and one that I have a lot of expertise with. There is a law of visibility, as I know it to be true with LinkedIn, and that is the more active you are on LinkedIn, the more visible you are. And the more visible you are, the more opportunities you attract. There's actually a LinkedIn algorithm. So the greater your activity, it factors in behind the scenes and it makes you literally more visible. You come in higher in the search results for recruiters and networkers who are searching for you. What do you do with that? You've created this brand. How do people see this? Well, number one, for example, in LinkedIn, create posts, or you could do this outside of LinkedIn on a blog. But LinkedIn's got this nice built-in part at the top of your profile where you can write short entries. And this can be any type of commentary on an article or anything you want to write, which will help boost your credibility, help demonstrate subject matter expertise in this branded area for you. Another area is in discussion boards and LinkedIn in groups. Be a member, an active member of at least 2 groups and post questions, respond to questions and comments, and you'll get people who want to connect with you, and you might find people you can do an informational interview with. Just through activity in groups, I have had so many people reach out to me to join my network. I've won a free premium membership to LinkedIn, which I still have. I've received job opportunities and all sorts of things just from fairly minimal interaction. Other things you want to do is share articles or updates about your career on your home feed in LinkedIn. So there's a lot of things that you can do that don't take a whole lot of time. And outside of LinkedIn, it might be maintaining a personal website you have or creating something on, say, virtualcv.com. It's getting it out there in the world so you can create SEO, visibility, followers, exposure, factors in the LinkedIn algorithm. It all feeds together the more that you're sharing information and conversing with people online.
That's fantastic. That's great information. And I really appreciate you joining us today, Stacy. So thanks for participating in the Build Your Digital Brand interview series.
Yes, you're most welcome.